Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar. And guess what? It is National Home Valuation Week, and we are very excited. My name is Tom Shively, and I am the Director of Training here at Buyside. And I'm also joined by not killing grub, Todd Williams, who is our Customer Success Extraordinaire. And today we're going to be talking about what National Home Valuation Week is and how we can utilize this to get to some of our clients, to speak with them, inform our clients of a lot of things that are happening in the industry. So a quick agenda for what we're going to be looking at today is what is National Home Valuation Week and how does that apply to getting our seller leads? That's important, that connection there between those two things. So we're also going to be talking about what's on your home valuation site. So the actual site itself, when we run one of these reports, more specifically, when your client runs one of these reports, what are they going to see? What's the information that's on these pages? So when they do contact us, when they reach out and they say, hey, I have some questions about real estate, you're going to have an answer. You'll know what they're talking about. We're also going to talk about how to share your site with your clients, meaning how do we get it into their hands? And then, of course, we'll talk about where the leads go. So once somebody runs their home valuation report, whether they reach out, whether or not, what do we do with those leads and where do they end up? So we'll be talking about all three of those things today. And of course, we'll have a Q&A at the very end. So if you do have any questions, please put them in the chat box that you see over on the right-hand side. Now, I have muted everybody, so if you do have any questions, again, please use that chat box and we would be happy to get to any of those questions at the very end. Okay, getting started is what is National Home Valuation Week? Now, it's not a surprise that home ownership is one of the biggest investments that you're going to make during your life. That's just the case all over the country. So how do we make sure we're maximizing this? Now, we're able to do that by spreading information, right? Every seller client, every lead that we have, they're generally going to have the same two questions, which is, how much is my home worth and who is going to buy it? And you're able to share that information with all of your clients just clicking the mouse. It's really simple. We get this home valuation site in front of all of our people, the people in our social sphere of influence, the folks that are in our email list. We get this in front of them and they're going to be able to see this information. We're educating them. So even in this really interesting time that we're living in, we know that real estate has been one of the biggest levers of the American economy, even before all of the, the lockdown and the virus and all of this happened. We knew that that was true, and now it's even more true. It has stayed consistent. The market is doing really well right now, and a lot of that is due to people reevaluating their life and moving into a new phase. So if you're working remotely, maybe it's time to move out of the city, or maybe it's time to move into a smaller listing. But you're only able to do that if you have the information available about your listing. What is the full value of your home? Is there people ready to buy it? Should it stay on the MLS forever? All of the questions, probably no, but we're able to see all of that here on our home valuation page. So during National Home Valuation Week, we've put together the best tools of uncovering the potential of your home and identifying ways to leverage that value towards meaningful life-enhancing positions. So that's what National Home Valuation Week is about. It's about celebrating the largest asset that people have and putting that into usable information that they can have. Now, how do we leverage that information in real estate? Now, you've heard us talk a lot about big data, about this information, these signals that are online that we can use to get around the real estate industry that are pointing us in the direction of which way the industry is moving. So we're able to see all of that and share it with our clients. So that is how we're able to use that. That's why we're celebrating this week. Now, what we're going to be going over is your marketing suite. These are the buy-side tools that are going to help you leverage National Home Valuation Week, but also get more seller leads, capture more seller leads. And we're able to do that by sharing information with our clients. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that Buyside has a few competitions running this week for National Home Valuation Week. So one, most creative marketing ideas. So we're tracking all of these things that are coming through. So during National Home Valuation Week, if you're posting your home valuation site, or if you're trying to celebrate in any way, just make sure you're hashtagging that with NHVW. So National Home Valuation Week, just make sure, and we will be looking at all of that media. We're even saving a bunch of it so we can see what the most creative one is, and there's going to be some prizes at the end of the week. Now, we also have the agent with the most valuation attempts and the agent with the most monthly subscriptions. So the people that get the most interaction, the folks that are most successful in this, are going to win a little something from Buyside. These are our competitions. Now, there are a lot of brokerages that are running their own competitions as well. So if your brokerage is participating in this and they decide to say, hey, we're going to have a couple competition, agent with the most valuations, you might get a prize twice. So there you go. So that is Buyside competitions for this week. Now, we do have a few resources for you. One is our Buyside Insiders Facebook group. So you can see buysideinsiders.com. That'll take you to our Facebook group. But we also have all of our social channels, so you can search Buyside on any one of those and find us. And you can see a lot of the great things that have been going on this week. So some of the other marketing ideas, how people have found success, some best practices, some testimonials, a lot of great stuff in there. And then, of course, since this is a big event, we are going to have support for you. So we do have a world-class support team, which you can get a hold of at support@getbuyside.com. And it is a real person that'll get back to you in just a few minutes. We also have this great help center that is support.getbuyside.com, there is some videos. All of these webinars are up on our site there, and you can even get some help on the full extent to which you can use Buyside. All right, let's go ahead and jump in. So today we're talking about our home valuation site. So let's start on our marketing suite. So let's go up there and we're gonna go to home valuation site. There it is. All right, so this is our home valuation site and it's pretty simple. Now I would encourage you, if this is your first time going into your home valuation site, the big box right in the middle, that should be our first click. That way you can see your home valuation site. You can see that's my image right there. That's my name, Mr. Joe Broker. And it's also got my cell phone on there. It's branded, right? It's branded to me. So now what's great about this is there isn't a forced login. I mean, if you notice, the effort to get this report is you click on that link and you put your address in here. We're not making somebody give us our name or log in or remember another password or any of that good stuff. All we're gonna do is have them give us their address. So let's type in, here we go. So 1352 Kathy Court, perfect. Let's go ahead and click on it. And now it's gonna take some time to load up. And the reason is because that is this site going out and grabbing all of those different signals that we were talking about, that big data from around the internet, and it's consolidating it into one report. It's putting it into one usable place. So now we're on our site here and we can see that I've got my address, the bedrooms and bathrooms that got pulled from public records. Now I do have an edit button here, and the reason that that's important is because let's say they put an ad on it. There's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, but they actually put in a half bathroom, so it's 3.5 bathrooms. Well, who is that really going to be important to? The person who owns the house. So they're able to see how many this is. But if somebody's making that change on their site here, if you click on that, I want you to verify ownership. If you're making changes on my page, I want to make sure that you are the owner. So if somebody types that address in, remember, it's not pushing this to the MLS or anything. It's just going to be displaying on this page, but that's important. So if somebody does make those determinations, if they make those changes, I want to make sure that you're the owner. So we do give them a few chances on this page to say that they are the owner, claim their listing. Now, it is branded to me up on top, which is great. So as long as somebody is coming to this page, they know who is providing them that information. Now, I also have my monthly updates, right? So you can have somebody sign up and subscribe to monthly updates. If this is great information here, if this is information they want to see, track how much their home is worth, see what the industry is doing, how is the area that they live in doing, all of that information is available on this report. So they can sign up for this monthly update, getting this report emailed to them every single month, which means they're going to be able to revisit this over and over again. All right, so let's go ahead and scroll down. And now we have a few things. So the first is our AVMs, and we have that scrolling image there, which is really cool. People geek out about seeing their own house here. But what we have is our automated valuation models, and you can see there are 3 of them. Now, this is important because generally seller clients are going to have the same 2 questions, right? What is my home worth and who is going to buy it? So you have both of those things here on this page. So the first, what's my home worth? Now, we give them 3 because this is important. We even ask the question right here. Do you notice variations in the values above? Yes, well, you should be confused if that's the case, because this is a computer model, right? So we have 929, 852. So is that $70,000, $80,000 off? And then 930. And if we even get into the ranges here, it averages these numbers out. So I have $775,000 all the way up to over $1 million. Now, how is that possible? How is it possible that this number can be so different? And the answer is because this is a computer model, right? This is an algorithm that's deciding this number. It's not a person. It's not somebody walking through the neighborhood that knows the value of the schools, that has seen the landscaping and that you put in a pool. It doesn't know all of that. It's a number. And even Zillow, they call it, they say this is an estimate. It is our estimate. So we want them to have a call to action, right? We want them to contact somebody with expertise. I can help you get the full value of your home and have it not sit on the MLS forever. Both of those things are important. If you overshoot, it's going to sit there. If you undershoot, you're not getting the full value, right? So we give them this really simple page, contact an agent. So we can put in a lot of great information here. So one, we could put in our first and last name, and email tom@fake.com, and then our phone number. Let's go with a Hollywood number here. So let's say 678-555-1234. There we go. So now, what kind of client are you? Are you a buyer, a seller, or a buyer and a seller? Now, most people, they're going to be that last one, right? They're going to be moving. So we have that, and then it'll populate the address. So we can say, what is your home's approximate value? Now, this is just asking, right? So when you say, what is it? They can put any number they like in here, but I saw from the AVMs, it said over $1 million, right? So let's go ahead and put over $1 million. This is probably the response you'll be getting, $1 million. And what is our time frame for selling? So we filled this whole form out in what, 30 seconds maybe? It'll take your client maybe a minute just because they haven't seen these fields before. And then that's it. So contact Joe, away it goes. So now that message gets sent to you. So we give them this call to action to contact you as an agent a few times throughout this page. So, and we've noticed as we go through this that about a quarter of the people that come to your home valuation page fill out that report. So they're able to see, you're able to get this really warm lead from your home valuation page. Okay, so now what is the condition of our property? Now you'll see that it is on needs work, and we do that on purpose, right? So everybody thinks their home is excellent, right? We didn't have an appraiser go out, it's just a slider here. And we put that on needs work because we want to tug at their heartstrings, right? We want them to think, hey, I just re-landscaped you, jerk. Why is it on needs work? So now we can scroll it over, but if I'm changing the condition, what do I want to verify? That they're the owner, so they can do this. Now, it is important to note that even if they do verify ownership and they just say, yes, I'm the owner, you are actually going to be able to see who the real owner is. We do pull that from public records. Okay, so then we have our buyer heat map here, and this is going to show you the active areas, so where your listing lies when it comes to seeing all of these other listings. So how often is that information provided to your clients here? So they're getting this market information, what areas are the hottest right now. So you can see that this area is right on that line, man. But you know what? It's not that we cross our fingers and hope that it ends up in a red area. It's that you're able to see this information. You're able to give them this information that isn't just your opinion. It is market information. So if we're in a darker area, maybe we can be a little bit more aggressive with the pricing, or if it's in the yellow area, maybe we be a little bit more conservative just so it doesn't sit on that MLS forever, because again, that's important. So you're able to show them all of these surrounding areas and how active they really are. Then we have our funnel just below that. So what's great about this is you're able to show them how many people are online searching. Now your funnel is going to look a lot bigger than this, but I did a webinar this morning. It was like 14 million people inside of the brokerage. 56,000 people were searching within the same school district. And about 28,000 were looking within the same school district and within the home's price range and looking for a 4-bedroom. So keep that in mind. There's like 20,000 people that you'll be able to show that are looking online for their listing. And then here is your knockout punch, right? This is where we get to say, here are actual people. Answer that second question that they have. There are real people who are looking to buy your home. And these are people that are represented by an agent. So they're represented by an agent from your brokerage, and you can reach out to those people. So what's great about this is you have that head start. You have the content here to show them, you know what, I've got real buyers, real people who are lining up to buy a listing just like yours. So if we sign the contract, if we're talking with them, if they reach out and say, who are these people, we can say that these are actual people that are ready to buy a listing. And that's why you want to sign with us and with our brokerage and with me as an agent, because I can help you get that listing that you're looking for, but also sell your listing right away. We can get that listing closed faster because we have these people. There is a little bit more information on here. So one is supply side trends, and this is really helpful just to show them the market is still doing well. This is the last 3 years, and we can see that it does go in waves here, but it has stayed pretty consistent of how many listings are being sold every quarter over the last 3 years. So Q1 2016, that was down a little bit, but you know what? 2020, 112 still sold. Q1 dipped a little bit. We all know that. We were sure of it. We knew that was going to happen. And then Q2 is up here. So it went back up, and we know that our market is doing really well. So we can show them here from the last few years that it has stayed consistent, that the real estate market is still and always has been strong. So now we can scroll down and we give them comps, right? We can show them actual comparables, things that have been sold, places that they've driven by in their neighborhood, and show them how much they sold for. So actual listings that they're probably familiar with as they're scrolling down this page. Now, you also have at the bottom the call to action again. We want to make sure that all the way throughout this page, whether they're on the top, the middle, or the bottom, they have a medium to contact you directly, that line that'll say, I have a question about something on this report. So we give them that call to action, that line to you, so that you can answer any of those questions and get that really warm lead. And then there's the monthly update. So if they get to the bottom, they consume all this information and they think, this was a really cool report. I want to see this every month because I want to track what the real estate market is doing. I want to know what my listing is worth, even if they look at it for 15 seconds a month, whatever. It doesn't matter because they get this branded report from you every month. And they get that just by signing up their first name, last name, and their email address. Okay, so that is your home valuation page. That is the actual page and the information that is on it. So how do we share this out? So there are 3 ways on our page here where we share this out. So one is your email signature. So we can click on that, and this is the easiest way to share this out. So you can see here that this is how we can get every email that we send to be a potential lead. So all we have to do, if you hover over this, you can see this is a link, right? So click on it. It's going to open your home valuation page. There it is. So all we have to do is copy this text and paste it into our signature. That's it. That's all it takes. And now I've got literally every email I send. So if I send an email to my son's principal or to the parents of a play date or anybody else, they're going to be able to click on this and see the value of their home, so that all of those can come in as a lead, and they're going to know that it was your expertise that helped. Then they can see, you can copy the link. So this can be used in a number of ways. One is if you didn't like this text up here, you wanted your own text, you wanted your own font, however you want to structure that. You can copy the link, type out whatever you like, and just link it in your signature. Or you can paste this in a newsletter or an email blast or anything else. The link is what's going to be how to get to your home valuation page. So if you wanted to text it to somebody, I could just click on the little text icon right there, send it out, away it goes. So I can paste that and send somebody my home valuation page. Even if you wanted to just copy that, send it to yourself so that you can go over this home valuation page while you're sitting next to somebody, you could do it that way. That's a super easy way to do this as well. All right, next is sharing on social media, and this is probably the most common since it's the easiest way to share your home valuation page out there. All you have to do is hover over this, and that's it. Now I can see all of my different social media. So if I wanted to put this on LinkedIn, if I wanted to put it on Twitter or Facebook, I can just click on it and there it goes. So here is my post. Now remember, we are running competition, so it would behoove you to put in, let's say, an image or a video or any of those other things. And I can say, see what my home is worth. There we go. And remember, we're going to hashtag National Home Valuation Week. There we go. NHVW, so we can track this and send it out. Away it goes. And we can start to get people that are running that valuation. So there we go. And it's that simple. And you can post this on your news feed. You can, post that on your Facebook business page, or if you wanted to post it in your story, you can do that as well. All right, the last section we're going to take a look at is your leads. So once somebody starts to see, once you start getting people to see your page and actually run the valuation, you can see there are a few things that their information comes in. So one, here's my name, right? So this was the form that I filled out. I put in the inquiry. That's this yellow box here. That means that this is a very warm lead, right? And it gives me the phone number, the email address, the name. And not only that, but it gives me the name of the owner on public record. So it's showing me who the person that actually owns this home is. So I can see that this person ran a listing, but it's not their listing. So Mr. Tom Shively, you don't own this. Maybe it's an agent that's contacting on behalf of somebody else, or maybe it's somebody that doesn't own a home and is looking to buy. So they wanted to run this report to see what's in the area or see what's up with this listing. Then you have the listing itself. So there is the link in here. And what's great about this is odds are if somebody's asked and they have questions and they send that inquiry, and like we saw that we just did, they'll probably have some questions on the information they saw on this report. So instead of having to find the address, rerun the report and all that other stuff, I mean, it's pretty simple, but you could just click on the address and it'll rerun that report for you. So if you're meeting with this person, you click on it and then you can see what they saw. So if they said, hey, what's up with those 3 bubbles? You're like, I know exactly what you're talking about because I just saw it in this report. All right, then we have how they interacted with this report. So I can see monthly, inquiry, and claimed. So did they sign up for the monthly report? Did they ask for an inquiry? If they've done either of those things, that means this is a very warm lead. It means they want to see what's going on in real estate. And did they claim their listing? And then of course you can see what those valuations are. So if you want to take a look at the valuations that we pulled and that they can see on the report, you can actually see it within here. Whew. Okay, that was a lot of information. I know I talk really fast. So if you want me to repeat anything, go ahead and put it in that questions box. And Todd, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Q&A. So if there are any questions, please put them in that questions box that you see on the right-hand side.
Great job, Tom. We actually have a couple questions here. Kristen wants to know, how do we do this as an agent? And I believe this was posting to social media.
Gotcha. So that is how you would do this as an agent. So let's go back over to our marketing suite, so our home valuation site here. And as an agent, if you come into Buyside, if you click on that single sign-on link, however you get here, you can just click on social media on the bottom, and again, hover over this. There we go. So you can share this on any of your social sites. So if you are logged in on your Facebook on this browser, which I am, so if I were to type in Facebook, it wouldn't ask me to log in. It would just go to my page, which I can see here. So there we go. So it's going to know that I have already logged in. So, and it's the same with LinkedIn or Twitter or anything like that. So the browser will do that heavy lifting for you. But all you do is click on it and then it'll have the post and you can send it out right from here. So post to Facebook, that button right there on the bottom. There it is. So you can post directly from here and away it'll go.
Great answer. Okay, next question. Astrid wants to, I believe this is a widget question. So if I have my own website that I share to social media, could I get the home valuation widget on that site?
Absolutely. So typically, if you have a website through the brokerage, the widget will already be inside there. So I would caution, just so you guys know, just take a look. But yes, so the widget over here, if you click on that button all the way on the right-hand side, there is widget code here. So you can copy that widget code. Now, I would say this is a bit more on the technical side. So I would recommend sending this to your website designer instead of trying to do it yourself, just because it can be a little bit complicated. But if you are somebody that is really tech savvy, or let's say you are the marketing person that works with agents and you're the person who does this is the code you would use to put that widget on your website.
All right, next question is a great one, and it's one we get very often. This is from Charlene. I see leads without names when I go to Buyside. What do I do with those leads?
Yes, absolutely. So there are some leads that come in, and like we said, there isn't a forced login. You're going to see things that look like this: no name provided. And I can see a couple things here. So when they ran it, now that is going to happen, right? If somebody doesn't leave their contact information, they still got that info, right? But you have access to the homeowner's name, the actual homeowner's name, and the address. So the address that they ran. So we can still use this as a lead, right? So what we can do is select download Avery labels up on top. It's that middle button right there, download Avery labels. That's going to put all of your leads inside of labels. So it has the person's name from public record. It's got the address. You can print those out and just stick them right onto mailers. So you can still do that. So if you want to contact somebody that has reached out, or if you wanted to use this to farm some new leads, or we know that this is a really warm lead, or maybe you recognize this person, we can always give them a phone call. So a few different ways that we can use those as leads, but the most common we find is some people download that and use this list as a way to send out mailers to, again, use those as leads.
All right, I was muted. Next question. Next question again from Kristen. She wants to know, what is the actual website? You filled out someone's address. What do we fill out as a customer and as an agent to find out? Kristen, I'll reach out to you after this, but I think you're talking about your marketing suite. Each individual agent is going to have to go into their marketing suite to see their individual website. And Tom, if you can show them that preview my site button again. I believe that's your question. You could write in, or I could reach out to you directly, Kristen. So right there is that preview my site button that takes each individual agent. Okay. Great question by Andrea. Can we get a link to review this later? Has this been recorded? Yes, it's been recorded. You will get a copy of it tomorrow. That's correct, right, Tom?
Yes, it is. We also post these in a few different places. So one is we post all of them on our YouTube channel. So if you go to Buyside Training, there we go. We have our YouTube account. So there's how-to videos, there's 1-minute tutorials here. So 1 minute, 2 minutes, really quick tutorials, all of our webinars, and then some testimonials. So if you wanted to come in and take a look, subscribe to the channel. That way you can get these updates when we come out with new content. You can always see that here, or you can always go to support.getbuyside.com, and that is our help center. So you can see in here we have our help center, and you also have webinars. So we do post our webinars every week. So putting our home valuation site into your email signature, that was the last one. So you can actually see and post any of those, or we post all of those webinars up here. So you'll be able to see all of them. All of the ones going back. And just so you know, if you wanted a simpler way to get to our help center, if you hover over your agent photo, it does say help right here. So if you clicked on help, it'll go link to our new help center.
Awesome. I don't see any more questions. One thing I wanted to harp on. I'm a customer success manager here at Buyside, and I talk to agents frequently. One thing that we want to harp on is posting that HVS, that home valuation site, to social media frequently. Once a month, maybe once a week is probably a better, once or twice a week is a better posting schedule. And another thing is calls to action. Tom, you click on share on social media right in the middle there. I want to show you guys something cool we set up for you. Right below, we have that calls to action help center article directly linked. And this is a compilation of the best calls to actions that we have found the best results with. So we really encourage you guys to switch it up as you frequently post a site.
Beautiful. All right. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate it. We are going to take down, if any other questions do come in, we will reach out directly. But thank you all for being here. We do have another great webinar that is coming next week, and it is going to be on digital marketing. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat box right now. So if you wanted to join us, and we are bringing in our specialist, our marketing specialist, Steve Peel. He is a great member of our team. So he is going to be talking about some digital marketing and the way that we can use that inside of Buyside, and so some other strategies that you might have. So I've put that in our chat box, so if you wanted to take a look, please join us next week. Otherwise, thank you all for being here, and we'll see you next time.